possessions, whatever, making connections at platforms, just a whole bunch of different things. I think the majority of the population believes in something is possible. So there was this guy named Charles Fort, all the way back in the early 1900s. He lived from 1874 to 1932.
Okay.
He's considered like the father of paranormal. And he was one of the first people that took like an anecdotal approach to the paranormal, where he started asking around during, those times for encounters that people had with the paranormal, just to see, because he had this theory that, like, after having an experience, like, maybe other people have had experiences like this, because he didn't really know what was going on after he had his experience for the first time.
Yeah.
So he started questioning people, and ultimately he collected over 40,000 stories from people. He wrote like 7 different books based on it, and the stuff that he collected included people reporting teleportation, poltergeist events, which is like physical movement of things, like a ghost like knocks your cup off the table or something like that, unexplained noises and explosions, spontaneous fires, light orbs, which we're going to talk a little bit about, and levitation.
Oh, okay, wow.
All the way back in the early 1900s.
Well, nothing says a ghost can't be old.
No,
Well, most ghosts are old, right?
Potentially.
I don't know.
Yeah, but I mean, he was doing that stuff all the way back in the early 1900s, and over 40,000 stories were collected.
Teleportation. What are your thoughts on that?
No.
No. Have you ever heard of the, don't quote me on it because it's been a while since I studied, I think it was the Philadelphia experiment?
No.
I believe it was?
No. Give us a quick rundown.
I'll have to look it up. Again, this has been a few years since I did
tried to stay away
research.
from stories, though.
Right. I don't know if that was the actual name of it, but it turned out it was a U.S. Navy operation where they were experimenting with the possibility of being able to teletransport
Themselves?
Yes,
Or like objects?
Navy vessels. And there's documentation, like there's accounts of the people that were there, and I don't know the science behind it anymore because, like I said, it's been a few years, but the main theme of what happened was they tried to move a ship from one place to another. It actually worked according to some. Like they saw the ship show up, and whenever they put it back or something like that, that there was it didn't go exactly as planned, and there was people like killed in the process.
Oh.
Like service members that were like caught like standing where the ship ended up, or there was one guy that was like half like built into the bulkhead. Like it was yeah, it's very weird. So.
When was this?
This was in the early 1900s. Was it post-World War II? I don't.
It was a while ago.
It was a while ago. It's not like they're doing it right now down in Norfolk or something.
I don't see why not. Like if they're doing it back then with technology nowadays, why aren't they?
Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, how is it didn't do well? They counted it. I've
didn't.
never heard of it.
Yeah. It's very interesting. I think it was called the Philadelphia experiment, but.
I wonder why they got it in their minds that that was a good idea.
Yeah, it is.
Possible.
It's the Philadelphia experiment.
There you go.
They used the destroyer USS Eldridge.
I have never heard of this.
Talking about cloaking. They say that it's supposed to be a hoax. But I don't know. But either way, there's still evidence or there's suggestions that this has happened. You know?
At least they messed around with it, but
supposedly.
Yeah. I don't believe that like people, they don't have like clairvoyance and psychics and things. They say you're born with that. Like I feel like teleportation, if you could actually do that, you'd have to be born with it. It's not something you and I could just turn around and learn how to teleport.
Right. Buy it at Home Depot.
No. And that would make sense if you could buy something or like some kind of electronic device that made you be able to do it, but like people just teleporting randomly without the help of science, I don't buy it.
We're going to have to do a two-parter on this.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
On YouTube, I think the channel's called The Dark Five. There's one on teleporters, and they have historical pictures that was like, some of them are famous pictures, some of them are just like, oh yeah, I remember seeing it like in a textbook back in the day or something, but then it like shows you like something that you probably overlooked. And I remember one of them is like back in the 1800s, there's one person that looks completely different than everybody else by the way they're dressed.
They just look totally out of place?
They look out of place and they're like staring at a smartphone.
Nuh-uh.
No, I'm dead
In the
serious.
1800s?
Yeah, it was like a black and white photo. Obviously, photography came out in the 1800s, so it had to be like from like 1850 onward.
What about Photoshop? When did that come out?
See, that's the other thing. So how much of that is Photoshop? How much of it is just YouTube trying to get your attention? But there's also, I mean, yeah, it's crazy. I think it's called the Dark Five Teleporters or something.
Yeah, I've heard of the Dark Five series.
It's very interesting.
Yeah. I've never heard of that either.
Didn't mean to derail the show as I do so often.
No, that's fine. We will have to do a two-part because, I mean, we're already at 20 minutes, so we've got like 9 minutes left.
9 months.
Yeah. To go back to other theories and phenomena that are mentioned, we talked about EMF readers yesterday.
We did.
Because it's like a staple piece that paranormal investigators always have with them. And basically it just measures electromagnetic fields in the area. So one of the episodes from Ghost Hunters, they were in like a super old building. It was like built in 1840. So obviously the insulation, the electrical, you know, has been through the ringer over the years. And they had reports of paranormal activity in there, like shadow figures, weird feelings, things like that. And they took out their EMF readers and they were getting major strikes like all over the house. So that just proves that the house has electromagnetic fields that are above average. Like, and the claim is that, you know, that can make you feel weird, make you feel off. So there is scientific proof that exposure to elevated levels of electromagnetic fields can alter your body. Just